Hello there. Welcome to another edition of Mike Ferry TV. It's not Mike Ferry, Tony Smith here this week. Mike is over in Europe doing events in Italy and Russia and all over the place. He'll be back soon. I'm here at the offices at Mike Ferry and wanted to cover a few points that he asked me to cover regarding Mike Ferry TV. So I wrote down the power of a 90-day cycle. You know, in my own personal career, the power of a 90-day cycle has shown itself several times. But beyond that, we have physical fitness gurus, Rockefeller, Jobs, Gates, Buffett have all expressed an interest and shown how a 90-day cycle can really affect business. And of course, our mentor, Mike Ferry, has taken that on as well. In fact, we have a program called 90 Days with Mike. So there is a lot of power in controlling your business over a 90-day window. So I wanted to give you a few points of how you could take full advantage of 90 days. Beautiful part, this time of year, think about it, 90 days. September, October, November, December, right? It runs us right to the end of the year. What a beautiful thing to do. Wouldn't you love to have one really aggressive, very pure 90-day cycle between now and the end of the year? I think it'd be great. So here's some points you might want to consider if you want to have a great 90-day cycle. Number one, you've got to decide your goals clearly, specifically, and put them in writing. You really have to decide what will you accomplish over 90 days. You got to put it in writing. I wrote next to it, tell your family about it. It's very common that real estate agents will set goals and they won't tell anybody. They keep them a secret. It's kind of like, I don't want to fail, so if I don't hit it, nobody knows. Well, the truth is, if you want to have a great 90-day cycle, you've got to set goals and tell everybody about it. I wrote down number two. You need to decide the exact days you're going to work within this 90 days. Be clear about it. If you're off on a holiday, off for a 3-day weekend, off for a birthday, it's okay. The problem with many agents is the days kind of sneak up on them. So you need to decide the exact days you're going to work over this 90-day cycle. Get clear about it. Once again, tell everybody the days you're going to work. Next, I wrote down, go ahead and prepare all of the numbers for your past client and center of influence database and decide what you're going to say to them. The magic of a 90-day cycle is we're supposed to talk to everybody in our database every 90 days anyway. I think it's time. So go ahead and prepare all those numbers and decide what is the message you want to deliver to those folks for the next 90 days. I wrote down, clean up all your leads. Hey, it's not uncommon for an agent to let leads pile up throughout the year. If you want to have a great 90-day cycle, you can't go into the cycle with this whole pile of leads. Clean them up. Take a day, call them all, convert them, throw them away. I wrote down next, rate all of your existing inventory. One of the beautiful things of having an incredible 90-day cycle is selling all of your listings in that window of time. So what if you were to take each listing you have and make a little mini plan for it? What if you were to decide and rate it on its condition, rate it on its location, rate it on its price, and then make a little mini plan to sell every listing you have? It'd be an awesome way to do it. I wrote down, decide the evenings and weekends that you plan on working for that extra effort over the next 90 days. I'm going to work 2 Saturdays a month. I'm going to work 1 evening a week. Make a decision how that's going to take place, when it's going to happen, and tell everybody about it. Put it in your schedule. I wrote this number. I can't tell you how much as coaches we get this thought. I wasn't prepared for my prospecting, so I didn't hit my numbers. Are you guilty of it? The truth is, you have to prepare a majority of the phone numbers you're going to call for the next 90 days. If you're not prepared in advance, you'll run out of phone numbers and you'll go back to your old pattern. So I'm suggesting that you prepare probably 70% of the phone numbers you're going to need to call over this 90-day window. Your database, all the just listed, just sold, all the old expired you're going to call. And then what we do is we just add on top those new sources, expireds and FSBOs. That way you won't fail in 90 days by lack of preparedness. Yeah, I wrote down, post your goals everywhere. There's nothing more valuable than having your goals up in front of you at the office. Maybe you tape them on the mirror in your bathroom at home. Maybe you give them to your kids. Maybe you give them to your broker. I don't know. but I want everywhere you turn for you to see your goals. Maybe you put them on a 3x5 card and put them in your jacket or purse and carry them with you everywhere you go for those 90 days. I wrote down, set up some really extreme accountability. Call those accountability partners that you have and recommit. Let them know that you don't want to be let off the hook for this 90-day window of productivity. Reset all those accountabilities. It's not that hard to do. Take control of how you're held accountable. I wrote down, make a specific skills improvement plan. There is nothing more powerful than you deciding specifically what skills you're going to improve on over 90 days and how you're going to do it. Maybe you're going to work one objection handler a week. Maybe you're going to work one script and one objection handler a week. Maybe you're going to spend an hour each morning on your scripts and skills and an hour each afternoon on your listing presentation. I don't know. One thing I do know is agents that are aggressively working on their skills tend to always do more business at the same time. So get your skills improvement set. And then I wrote down here at the last point, I said, don't give up when you have a bad day or two. One of the challenges with a 90-day plan is that many agents will head into the plan. They'll be cruising along and all of a sudden a hiccup. Like, would you ever expect 90 days to go by without a single bump in the road, a single curveball? Of course not. The challenge is if you know how to pick yourself up and recommit to the plan when you've had a bad day or two. So you've got to find a way to recommit when things go haywire, okay? You could always just sign up for 90 Days with Mike. That's a simple way, right? So, and then the last thing I wrote down, why not decide on a big reward? Give yourself a big reward for completing 90 days. Maybe it's a little getaway vacation. Maybe it's a new watch. Maybe it's you buy a piece of art for your house. Decide on a nice reward for doing your job right. If you complete one 90-day cycle like you're supposed to between now and the end of the year, how good is this year going to wrap up? Better yet, how good is the start of 2019 going to be? You know it and I know it. It's the right thing to do. Go ahead and let's get started today.